There once was a game that we all played. The name of the game was Heroscape. Grenades blew up, the swords dipped down. Go Drake Alexander, go! Soon may the Heroscape come to give us dragons and aerodromes. Maybe the game is done, but will zombies rise again? There once was a game that we all played. The name of the game was Heroscape. The sails blew up, pretend went down. Oh no, where did our game go? Soon may the Heroscape come to give us dragons and aerodromes. Maybe the game is done, but will zombies rise again? There once was a game that we all played. The name of the game was Heroscape. The sails blew up, retail went down. Oh no, where did our game go? Soon may the Heroscape come to give us dragons and aerodromes. Maybe the game is done, but will zombies rise again? Heroscapers took up the mantle with their own minds, yes they could handle building C3V waves. We lit a candle, but hope and escape revival was low. Soon may the Heroscape rise. Renegade was a great surprise. One day when new Heroscape comes, we will take our dice and roll. Then one day, hitting like a laser, Avalon Hill produced a trailer. Annihilation was very clever, Joe Crazy's mind was blown. Dude, soon may the Heroscape rise. Yes, sail wave was a great surprise. One day when Renegade is done, we will take our dice and roll. Painful failure was in our view. We pressed forward with no hope renewed. We played our Heroscape anyway, and now Heroscape will return. Soon may the Heroscape rise. Yes, sail wave was a great surprise. One day when the unboxing is done, we will take our dice and roll. Now Heroscape will be back again to play all day with our good friends. Valhalla is where we will go to face the battle of all time. Soon will the Heroscape rise. Yes, sail wave was a great surprise. One day when the painting is done, we will take our dice and roll. Soon will the Heroscape rise. Yes, sail wave was a great surprise. One day Renegade will be done, and we'll take our dice and roll. Then we will take our dice and roll.
Welcome to ToV Live. It is Valhalla time. It is time to start reading through all this stuff we got from last Friday. Oh my goodness, wow. What a bunch of stuff that we gotta read through tonight so I can get an outlook and perspective. I mean, I already have browsed through everything, but I haven't really read the lore too much, or the bios of these individual things. I've read like some of the stat card information, but not on all of them. So I'm gonna go through that, go through every one of these one by one individually, and have some fun with this tonight. Hello, I am Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla, and usually I specialize in the stop motion animation of miniatures or miniature war games, Heroscape specifically. But sometimes we also go through the review of Heroscape, playing Heroscape. I'm trying to become a better Heroscape competitor, and I love me some bugs. I can't wait to explore those because we're just getting a whole mess of them. So how about we dive into it tonight? And well, first, before though we do that, well, people are starting to fill in here in the stream. I am going to take a look real quick. Okay, I just want to take a look at these things. I mean, the lesser known entities of what was released last Friday, and we'll start with the pre-paint. I was, out of everything that I was expecting last Friday, or was trying to guess to expect last Friday, the last thing I thought was going to be paint. So Hey, Red Plus Blue, there on Twitch. How you doing? Uh, and Red Plus Blue is asking me, which unit am I most looking forward to? Red Plus Blue, bugs. Everything to do with the bugs. They had me at bugs. Totally, completely the bugs. I don't know how I can overstate that any more than I am. So I can't wait to read through them a little bit more. Yeah, I'm everything about anything insanely creepy, especially like reading through the stats of them. They remind me like kind of a mix of Alien and other genres of pop culture. So that's what I was looking forward to the most. Red Plus Blue, same. Hope we get a common bug squad. Yeah, me too. Although these guys, they're pretty good as uniques, you know. And I think this is one of the main points too. Is that, and I think this was the intent of like the original Avalon Hill team, as well as the current Renegade team, is that when it came to putting these type of units together, especially these uniques, they want to, or like in the case of Avalon Hill and present day, they wanted to create more units that were unique to combat all the common squads that we have out there, because we got a ton of common squads, and trust me, I love me some common squads. I've got common squads up the wazoo. And I see your guy plays games. You're interrupting my train of thought. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. But so I think this is one of the reasons why they're producing a lot of uniques. Although commons are on their way, they are going to get commons. But a common bug squad, yes, for sure. And Rye Guy, hey Ryan, how you doing? Rye Guy plays games. Asks, so what are you getting from Wave 3? Or are you all in? Well, Ryan, I am absolutely all in every way. Now they gave me bugs. You know, it's like bugs, but I think I know that just recently I've made a huge investment in something, and so I don't have as much cash right now as I normally would. So I am all in. But when it comes to getting everything at the present time for pre-order, probably not everything, but definitely getting bugs. Definitely getting bugs. Yeah, Dan saying I'm gonna need to wait a while to afford it. Yeah, I mean it's a lot, and you know, and it's one thing about the prices, but I'll get everything. Yeah, this is one thing about the prices. Look, I understand. Not everybody is going to be able to afford this stuff. I myself personally, I feel the same way. But at the same time, I think JJ, and I think I'm gonna segment this into this own little video. But JJ Odin, who was with us last Friday, gave a good perspective about him, saying that he was, you know, he is an avid like Warhammer 40k player, and he's like, we just spend on just one faction, and it's way more than what you guys are currently spending. So the value you're getting for these is really good. So it was interesting to hear him from that perspective. But at the same time, I totally understand how it could be not affordable. Rag Guy plays games. Bugs, your favorite faction so far? Oh yeah, I've been waiting for these. And as a matter of fact, I was a little bit deflated last week because I was talking with Joe earlier in the week, and I guess we hadn't seen boxes yet of bugs, so it was Joe's guess that we weren't getting any bugs. We were just going to be getting like the Sonlin, like some of the furry woodland creatures, the familiars and stuff, and like bugs might be for next year. And I'm just like, well, that just totally takes the air out of my chest. So I was just blown away last Friday and was just like, wait, there's more? And Dan says, I think it's worth it as the filthy casual I am. Yeah, you know, this is one thing I really like, though. You know what Renegade could have done? They could have just put everything in one box and saying, okay, you have to spend all this money on one box of all these things. Renegade plays games. I'd love to get the Warhammer quality. Well, yeah, I'm not saying they're Warhammer quality, but you definitely spend a lot more on Warhammer 40k. My bases don't all sit flat. Well, do the hot water thing, right? You've been playing this long enough. You should know how to do the like hot water then freeze type thing with the bases. I mean, actually, I don't. The only problem I have with the bases is the dragon from the master set. That's the only one that's like very, very kind of lopsided. I need to fix that up. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about several different things, and I was trying to go back to my main point, and I totally forgot. Wait, let me go. Bug's favorite fact. Oh yeah, that's right. So last Friday, I was just blown away by the fact that, I mean, over and over and over again, there's just like all this stuff. Oh yeah, okay, that was my point. Okay, so what I think is really nice for Renegade to do, and I'm just restarting what I was saying. What's really nice that Renegade did was, instead of like, say, lumping everything together in one box to where it's like, oh, if you want this or this, you have to buy all of it. At least they separated everything to where, you know, if you want to get something now and be like, I don't really want that, you don't have to get it, you know. So I kind of like the variety purchasing. That's something that I think is excellent. You know, and they're all within kind of their faction and everything. Right guy says, I'm with you. People have been comparing value to the HasLab, both pricing and both pricing screens are wrong. Yeah, and I mean, we're different time. I mean, HasLab was a few years ago, and even compared to back then, things are just way more expensive now. I get eggs now from a farm nearby. I don't go to the store anymore because it's like the like eggs doubled. The price of eggs doubled. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going straight to the farm. I'm in rural Kentucky, so I can do that. Here, a guy says, I don't want to pay $10 for a Big Mac once a month. Also, don't want to pay $20 for 4 Big Macs for one meal. Both pricing strategies are wrong. Yeah. I would say so. Anyway, okay, so let's just look at these lesser things that aren't the units, but you know, it's just the paint. Like I said, this is one that kind of surprised me. And let's see here. Is there any more information besides? Okay, it's just these. If you press on the thing, you get like, I don't want to add to cart. Okay, so I guess that's that. There might be a different window for them. Here, hold on a second. Let me just see. Okay, now it's just upcoming releases. Okay, well, that's okay. But anyway, okay, so comments on these paints. I mean, I'm definitely not getting this. And one thing I'm not all in, I mean, I paint a little bit. I'm a casual painter. Or I'm a painter when I have time. Like in the back of my head there, you see there, on my 3D printer, I can't point there. Is a bunch of 3D printed miniatures that I still have yet to prime then paint, and they've been sitting there for weeks. So yeah, but anyway, casual painter. I like painting when I can. I painted a good Samuel Brown, so you know, I'm happy with that. But I mean, I still think it's good value though, because I've seen paint. I've purchased paint starter sets, and I've seen like the prices of some painting starter sets, and I mean, this is generally the price. I mean, minus the there's no washes in these. That's the only complaint I have against this paint pre-order. There's no washes at all. So that's the plus everyone has a pile of shame. Yeah. It's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing. But yeah, my pile of shame is actually it's right here. Wait, I can't point again. I'm looking at myself. Okay, there. Now I'm pointing right without even realizing I'm pointing. So yeah, I got that. I also got back here. I got over there. There's just a bunch of places. So anyway, but this is one I definitely will not be getting because I already have paints. I don't need it. I've been given paints by people, and I'm happy with what I got, so it's fine. Hello, Darth Tankerus. Wow, that's a nice name. I would have gotten a lot more for the money on the OG HasLab, but their goal was ridiculous. I'm not going to rehash that because we've already done entire podcasts on the HasLab. It's more like just okay, it happened. Let's move on. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Darth. Anyway, okay, Heroscape, the Swamps of Valhalla terrain expansion pre-order. So this, if I could find a way just to get a pack of the bushes, although I know when it comes to animating things in the future, I probably want to get a lot of this new terrain anyway, because it's different. It's different color, different swamp water tile color. So they did alter that a little bit. So Justin says, I don't want Jandar Blue. You know, if someone out there has a single Jandar Blue for me to purchase, I'll get it. I don't mind doing that. That's some. I'm not saying I don't want the Jandar Blue, but I'm not going to buy all the paints because trust me, I'm good for paints for like the rest of my life and probably my child's life. But if it's like a single bottle, then yeah, okay, yeah, I'll be fine with it. But yeah, the Swamps of Valhalla, I mean, I like these bushes. So I don't know if I would get this right away. I mean, $60 isn't bad for a terrain pack. It's the same thing with the snow. But it's not something I'm in a total rush to get because I've got swamp tiles up the wazoo. So not an immediate rush. Now, I think out of all these three, though, I would definitely want to get the snowfields. Snow, guys, snow. It's like that 7. You got all kinds of hex tiles here, and you got ice, and you got these snow-covered trees. Oh yeah, I definitely have to get these sometime because we need us some snow. 24 hex tiles, just like yeah. Justin says I'm the same. I love the bushes, but already own 3 Swarm of the Morrow, so the swamp terrain is hard to justify. And how you doing there, Justin? But no word of a lie, Justin. You if you could see the boxes of old Heroscape terrain I have that I've collected over the years for animations. One of these days I'm gonna have to release a video that I recorded when I was animating Tales of Valhalla Season 3, to where I did a set. I set up a scene that required nearly 99% of all the terrain materials that I owned at that time. And Renegade Plays Games, they actually changed the terrain color. Well, it's just altered a little bit. You can tell there's a little bit of a difference in the color. Yes, the swamp tiles look a little bit different. Even the green or the swamp water tiles look a little bit different, and the swamp, you know, like grass, whatever tiles do look a little bit different color-wise. Just slightly. It's not a huge difference, but you can tell. I think even the snow, it's a little bit different than the original snow tiles. Yeah, Justin says ordered 2 snow packs. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I did a video of me like building this set, and this is one set that I was not able to make in Virtual Escape. It was just too big, and so I had to do. So it took days to actually build. And it was the scene where you have the heroes out in the desert, and they're crossing through sand, and then they go over like this ravine place. So I have to like edit that video and release that sometime, just so you guys can see that behind the scene process of just that one scene and how long it took. And just says, gotta love some snow covered evergreens. Yeah. So I like this. Definitely probably get one of these sometime for sure. And then so that's looking at that stuff, and that's fine. Okay, we spent kind of 20 minutes doing that. Renegade Plays Games. Oh, that's a nice upgrade, although I would consider buying the new terrain until they fix the 24 hexes. Yes, I mean, and who knows? I do not know what these new ones are like. Hopefully the 24 hexes in the swamp and the snow are better, because I mean I have the 24 hexes from the master set and the battle pack, Or did the battle pack have 24 hexes? Yeah, I think they did. And yeah, they're kind of weird. It's definitely kind of a weird fit. Excuse me. Although, yeah, the ones from AOA set were impossible to put together. Yeah, well, I mean, mine were impossible, but they were weird. I mean, this is one thing I do with the 24 hexes, though. And this has been a rule for me. I don't understand why people don't know this. Of course, I mean, I've been building a lot of like terrain sets for stop motion, like past dozen years or so. But one thing I do is I never put the 24 hex things together, ever, especially flush, like a jigsaw puzzle, because you have a hard time getting them out, even with the old stuff, let alone, you know, whatever the new stuff will do. So I'd always build a map to where they're like they might have 1 or 2 or 3 hexes connecting, but not a whole bunch of them connected together, because that's just, I mean, that you're just calling for a breakup if that happens. So that's one thing I didn't understand. I mean, this is just me, you know, reacting to it when people were putting out videos like, well, I'm going to put these new 24 hex sets together like this. I'm like, why would you do that? Even the new stuff don't do that. Anyway, that's just me talking. All right. Okay, we're see here about 20 some minutes into the stream, and how about we start looking through? We got a lot of these bad boys to cover, so let's just start going down the list here. Wing Commander Tuck Harrigan. And if I mispronounce these things, I'm sorry. It's a lot of talking. Let's see here. Okay. Oh yeah, and Darth Tank. I'm just gonna call you Darth Tank. So down with the snow. I missed that back in the day too. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the snow tiles. I think that makes me happy. Let's make my terrain covered heart happy. So I look forward to some snow terrain. That's gonna be nice. But anyway, okay. Wing Commander Tuck Harrigan. Okay, Wing Commander Tuck Harrigan. I love this artwork. That's a very nice artwork. And he's given a thumbs up here too. I know some people might not like the furry woodland creatures. I'm really okay with everything. Everything that's been produced so far, I'm okay with. I mean, I might not like them more than some others, but I'm pretty much okay with everything. Rising Tide, Wing Commander Tuck Harrigan, and Glide Strikers. All right, let's read through some lore first here, if I can speak correctly. The line between fact and legend blurs where Tuck Harrigan is concerned. Some say he single-handedly rescued the Chancellor on no fewer than 3 occasions. Others claim he captured 2 enemy ornithopters in the same battle. At least one less than scrupulous publication, what type of words is this? Publication claimed he could dodge bullets. In all ways, except the literal, Tuck Harrigan was a larger-than-life figure on Noxstorma. As far as the Synodont hegemon. Sorry, the words in Heroscape just. Okay, I know I'm butchering this. Synodont hegemony is concerned. The truth of Harrigan's exploits matters less than what he symbolizes. He's the most interesting squirrel in the world, said Plus. You know, they should just actually add that to the bottom. And I will do it myself. Okay, wait a minute. The truth of Harrigan's exploits matters less than what he symbolizes. The triumph of the state over its enemies and the skies themselves. Tuck would never admit that he misses the attention, the celebrity status, and even the PR, he's a prima donna, tours from his life on Noxstorma. Though in truth, he had grown used to it. At least Valorak still keeps him supplied with access to the latest gadgets. He will just have to get up to some more of his trademark heroics and build his reputation anew. Plus, he is the most interesting squirrel in the world. I love that Ripple's view. Red plus blue, that's nice. And red plus blue, is that like a take on red versus blue? It just seems like it is to me a little bit. Justin says ornithopters made me so happy. Love me some Vord. Yeah. Okay, let us look and see. There's. I know he's a small dude, but you know what? I like the small guys as much as I like the big guys too. And red plus blue. If I ever do an animation on Tuck Harrigan, you'd be guaranteed that I'll try to remember to use the line, "He's the most interesting squirrel in the world," because that's gold. That's absolute gold. Red plus blue says the origin of this name is a bit of a long story. Okay, but is it from red versus blue? I mean, that's all I need to know right now. You can like join my Discord or something sometime, and then you can give me the full account. I don't mind. But I just don't know if it was a reference to red versus blue or not. Okay, Valorak. There we are. Wing Commander Tuck Harrigan. Vord, unique hero, champion, precise, small 3. And here, hold on a second. I do want to, because I think Heroscapers.com was putting in like books of for some of these, but I know they don't have them ready for all. It's kind of a mess right now with the books of Heroscape. But I'm just checking real quick to see if I can. This is an old one. Yeah, I don't think there's anything for him currently. Oh, let me just look real quick. Let me just see if it's the right unit. No, but there's much money anyway. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's just read this. Okay, champion. So champion bonding right there. Precise. 4 life, move of 5, range of 6, attack of 3, defense of 2, 60 points. Not bad for a hero. Glide in 13. Tuck Harrigan does not start the game on the battlefield if Harrigan has not been placed on the battlefield. Before revealing a numbered order marker, you may roll the 20-sided die. Okay, and he's like with the Vord, they glide in. If you roll 13 or higher, place Harrigan on an empty space. You cannot place Harrigan adjacent to other figures or on glyphs. Then you may move any or all of your unrevealed order markers to this army card. That's interesting. So you can basically come in any time during the game, and any unrevealed order markers you just place on his army card and he's ready to go. Evasive 1. Harrigan increases his defense value by 1 when defending against a non-adjacent figure. So he can dodge basically a little bit better, like ranged attacks. That's not bad. Not a bad little hero actually for 60 points. That's not bad. I kind of like this guy. And yeah, he's got flying. So he's got flying though too, so he can fly wherever. It's like he got a little jetpack back here then. I mean, I can't see the back of this thing, but I imagine this is a jetpack then. So he can fly. And the glide strikers can't fly, they glide in, but he can glide in and he can fly. That's really good. Wow. And he's only 60 points? That's really good. Actually, now that he has flying, that just blows my mind, actually, a little bit. This is a nice little guy. Wow. Alright. Well, Wing Commander, Tuck Harrigan, definitely the most interesting squirrel in the world, since he can fly. I mean, that just adds more value to him that he can fly. Wow. And glide in any time. the origin of this name is a bit of a long story. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I already read that. Okay, Glide Strikers. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but okay. So we're going to do Glide Strikers next, but first let's just close this by saying, when Commander Tuck Harrigan, yeah, that's nice. I like that. I like that here. Just thinking initially, and I got the champion body with it too. Good. Okay. Now, let's see here. Okay, and before we start with Void Glide Strikers, aren't Glide Strikers guaranteed to come in though? Yeah, and even like Wing Commander here, he doesn't start the game in the battlefield. And if he's not placed on the battlefield, all you have to do is wait before you reveal a numbered order marker. So it can be anytime you're about to reveal an order marker. You can, okay, you got to roll a 20-sided die for them. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I see. Okay. I'm sorry. I misread that. So yeah. So you roll 13 or higher, place Harrigan in an empty space. Okay. I see. So there, hence the 60 points. Okay. That's a 20-sided die for him. So you got to get a 13. Okay. Glide in 13. Gotcha. Okay. I missed that. I miss things quite often, but all the same. You know, I'm hoping though that for these particular units, when we have our one unit that's like the blimp guy, hopefully it can carry people in, kind of like what NGC does. But no, yeah, thank you Red versus Blue for that point type. Things go over my head, and I'm glad I have you guys here to guide me through this. But yeah, okay. Again, when Commander Tuck Harrigan, we were making sure we got that right for him. Okay. So, but Void Glide Strikers. All right, let's look at these guys now. Void Glide Strikers. I really like these guys. Just from like an animating perspective. And as Red plus Blue is saying, aren't Glide Strikers guaranteed to come in though? Yeah, they're guaranteed. These guys will come in anytime, but they do, I think they come in one at a time. Not all at once. Red plus Blue, I used to stream too. I've had the streamer blindness as well. Yeah, well, this is also me just not noticing things. Just ask my wife. I tend to not notice things a lot. All right. Now, next guys, Void Glide Strikers. Here they are. Again, some really nice artwork. Let us read the lore for them. And I'm saying for like a stop motion animating perspective, I'd love to have these guys come in, you know, fire away. But for melee, have them use their wings and pretend kind of like their wings are like blade wings, you know? That if they're like a melee attack, instead of using their guns, they're just like throwing themselves at somebody with their wings and just like slicing people open or something. All right. Victory on wings. Glide Strikers swoop in to save the day. Headline from the West Dam Tribune. When the Vords first took to the skies, it changed Noxdorman warfare forever. At the forefront of that technological revolution were the elite Glide Strikers, deploying behind enemy lines from the first prototype battle blimps. There you go, battle blimps. There's your clue. Deploying behind enemy lines from the first prototype. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. These intrepid soldiers secured 3 cycles of dominance for the Synodont hegemony. Okay, I'm butchering that, I know. Though Vord technology has since moved on to even more advanced contraptions, the Glide Strikers still favor highly modified versions of their original wingsuits, maneuvering in them like a second skin. Those who have had the privilege to fight beside them call their aerial acrobatics nothing short of extraordinary. Those who fight against them rarely live long enough to call them anything at all. That's nice. But no, here is our clue, guys. Here is our clue. and I'm sorry, the name escapes me right now. Wait, give me 3 seconds here. Give me 3 seconds here. Hold on a second. I'll get it in a second. Hold on. I'll get it in a second. Air Marshal Zed Nesbitt, or Zed Nesbitt. That's who I was thinking of. Zed Nesbitt, the blimp guy that we haven't seen yet. Renegade hasn't released them yet, but deploying behind enemy lines from the first prototype battle blimps. There is your clue that, and I'm just going to call it right here. Zed Nesbitt's ability is going to be able to bring, to be able to airdrop squads or heroes. Maybe just squads, but hopefully both squads and heroes. And that will give the Void Glide Strikers the ability to drop all at once, as well as ToV Harrigan to drop. And so you have a 100% chance of getting ToV Harrigan in, if that's the case. So I'm calling it now. Hold me to that in the future, but I'm pretty sure, since that's kind of right there in the lore. We're gonna have a battle blimp soon. Oh, it's gonna be glorious, guys. It's gonna be glorious. Okay, let's get these guys in. Vord, unique squad, scout, and I know scout. Excuse me. I believe with the scout, I believe they can go with the Vipers, or the whoever's the head honcho Viper. Their name escapes me for the moment. Red Plus Boo says, I'm curious how that ability will be phrased. I wonder if they'll just call out the specific squads it can drop. Yeah, this is one thing. I don't know if it'll just be for glide strikers or any like airborne unique squad, or what the language is going to be. If it's just for squads only or unique squads only, will it be for heroes too? And how many can be in the blimp? 2+ movement from Venek Warlord. There you go, Justin. Yep, Venek Warlord. That's what I was saying. So yeah, possibility with them, and that would help their movement a little bit. They have 1 life, move of 4, range of 6. Not bad. Attack of 2, defense of 2. Now attack of 2, defense of 2 is a little bit of a bummer, but with their glide or landing and their evasive, get some help, because say. Let's just read Glide or Landing real quick. Void Glide Strikers do not start the game on the battlefield. Before revealing an order marker on this army card, you may place 1 Glide Striker from this card that has not been destroyed onto an empty space. You cannot place that figure adjacent to other figures. The placed figure cannot move normally this turn. So, and we were talking about this on the podcast last Sunday night, that on an empty space, and I think, because we were wondering, okay, it doesn't say that they can't land on glyphs. So my thought is that, it says on an empty space. So that must mean a space that's empty of anything, even glyphs, probably. I think that's what the language is supposed to mean. But if they can land on glyphs, if that is the case, and it says ToV Harrigan cannot land on glyphs, that probably means because a lot of glyphs are only activated by unique heroes and not squads. So, a little bit more leniency for them. And I was about to make that point, Red Plus Blue. Exactly. They could land on the high ground, so it's likely 3 attack most of the time. Exactly. I don't think glyphs count as empty spaces. I'm pretty sure you're right on that, Red Plus Blue. So basically it's just an empty space, and not adjacent to anybody. But they really don't want to be adjacent to anybody. They're ranged units, so quite right. You just place them somewhere to where they have height advantage right away, and they just start, and they don't have to move. They usually basically just set them down. They don't have to move, and they just start firing it away at whoever they need to fire at, and that's it. An evasive 1. Void Glide Strikers increase their defense value by 1 when defending against a non-adjacent figure. So again, this is another probably good unit to see how they would fare against, say, an army of 4th Massachusetts, or Omnicron snipers or something. They might be a challenge against those types of ranged common squads. So yeah, we'll see whether they can like take them all out. I don't know, but they would probably be a hindrance. Excuse me. I'm burping tonight. All right. So yeah, I really I like them. I mean, again, the furry woodland creatures, they're not my, I'll admit it, they're not my favorite, but I still like them. I'd still probably get them and play them. They're just very, very interesting. They remind me a lot of Airborne Elite. So yeah, there's looking at Vord Glide Strikers, at least our first evaluation of looking at these guys. Just furry woodland creatures armed in combat, just like so fun. All right, moving on. Okay, Halushia, Scion of the Wild. All right, Halushia. And I was like noticing this on Sunday night too. Just, look, it's got like, this is like armor that's just plated on, or stone or something that's on this guy. And is this sword made of wood? Like the shield is made of wood. Does that mean the sword is made of wood too? Or is it just a different type of metal? I'm not sure. It's hard to see from that angle. But no, okay, it's actually, it looks like a blade of like bone almost, which is interesting. All right, let's read the lore, and let's see what this wizard, because it is a wizard, is all about. In the darkest groves of Arboreus, where gnarled trees choke out all but a sliver of sunlight, and thorns grow as long as swords, a terrible guardian once roamed. Trespassers first heard the clamor of his hooves first, pounding against the loam. And then, I have no idea what a loam is, and then the scrape of a wooden blade. Oh, it is a wooden blade. It is a wooden blade, honed sharp as a razor, and a roar that echoed through the unlit glades as the Scion of the Wild awoke. They would not notice until too late that the roots had grasped their feet and gave no escape as the great wizard galloped into view with an outstretched sword, ready to cleave heads from shoulders. Ooh, that's kind of horrific, actually. For Halushia, to harm the hallowed trees of Arboreus, from whence the enchanted lifeblood of the world flowed, was an offense worthy of a swift death. Those who brought rot and decay to a world of everlasting life earned his ire above all. But Halushia's stewardship has endured for centuries, and time has blurred his memories through 1,000 springs and winters. He scarcely remembers which world he walks now. Truthfully, it matters not to him, only that wherever a dying land cries out for vengeance, he will answer with his wooden blade. And Justin saying Glide Strikers were my favorite figures from the HasLab. Yeah, they were very interesting. But anyway, this fellow is also very interesting. Actually, reminds me of a horror film. It really does. Halushia. I mean, yeah, it's just interesting. But again, command familiar, so now we can control the familiars and have some bonding with what we got, which is something that we kind of needed with the Dryan. But yeah, that's an interesting bit of lore. And I will say this: I'm just the first few bits of lore that I've read for these character introductions. They are a lot better than the previous introductions from Wave 1 and Wave 2. The writing is getting a bit better, which I'm very happy about. I know they just released a second scenario just earlier. I think it was earlier this week or last week. And we'll have to. I'll probably read that this Sunday, and so we can go through that because I already read through scenario 1, and the Sonlin's journal from that. So I'll have to read through that. But yeah, that's that like for Lucia and others, that the lore is pretty good. That's pretty good writing right now. Okay, so Dryan, unique hero, wizards, ferocious, large 9, pretty big dude. Command familiar. Okay, wait, not special. Yeah, special stuff later. Life 7. That's a lot of life. 7 and 120 points. Wow. Move of 7, range of 1, attack of 5, defense of 3. This is pretty solid for 120 points. That's not bad for 120 points. Attack of 5? My gosh. Yeah, I guess he has a big swing with his wooden sword. My goodness. Okay, command familiar. After revealing an order marker on Halucia, a scion of the wild, before taking Halucia's turn, you may take a turn with a small or medium beast you control. And it doesn't exactly have to be a familiar, just any beast, like a small or medium beast. Red plus blue says he's a 2-hex though, right? Yep, he's 2-hexer. Yep. Here, go back here. Yep, see? 1, 2. Yes, he is. 2-hexer. Rouse the Glade. Figures adjacent to a tree or bush roll 1 fewer combat die when defending against Halucia's attacks. This is interesting. So when it comes to like possible tournament scape, because there's a lot of bushes and trees in competitive play, and you have to roll 1 less defense dice if you're against them. So now you got to be really careful because sometimes it could be a defense for you, or it can be a hindrance if Lucia is out there on the battlefield. That's interesting. Ride by special attack. Range 1, attack 3. Instead of moving and attacking normally with Lucia, you may move him up to 4 spaces. Lucia can attack up to 3 times with a ride by special attack at any point before, during, or after this move, as long as he is on a space where he can end his movement. Lucia cannot attack the same figure more than once in a single turn with a ride by special attack. When using ride by special attack, Lucia is never attacked when leaving an engagement. That's really good. Wow. Opportunity to attack three units, or three minis in 1 attack of 3. Let's see here. Do we have to roll once? It doesn't say. It says it's just going to attack up to 3 times, so I'm guessing you roll the dice 3 times. It's not just like off of 1 attack. So potential like striking at 3 minis, and like you're just riding through like a common squad. Boom, boom, boom. Head off, head off, head off. So you're red plus blue, so he'll get punished when moving. No, he won't get punished while moving. People will get punished when moving, because that rabbi special attack, that he's the punisher. But I like that they have a figure that punishes figures for standing near bushes, and just standing. That rabbi special attack's not bad, and he's got a move of his regular move of 7, so he can move fast. And then like next turn, do a ride by special attack and just go and just start moving through a common squad, and boom. That's pretty good. I mean, I think if you mean red plus blue, that it's just harder for him to move if he's got to keep on 2 bases. I got it. Justin says, like others, I am disappointed in him on Sunlen being $65 for 2 painted minis, but I'm excited to use both. I'm only slightly disappointed. I mean, they are bigger miniatures, bigger costs too, especially if you're getting the pre-painted to paint them, But I get it. Halucia, Sky of the Wild, but I like the stats. It's a solid it's a solid hero. It's really like, I mean, anytime I'm reading like both like so far, I'm just like, you know, I could assemble these armies up and play with them, and this is exactly, I mean, it's what Renegade wants you to do. They want you to, and this is one thing Lee was talking about last Sunday, is that all these they're making is that so anybody new coming into the game, they can be confident with what Renegade's producing if they're playing against anyone who's got old Heroscape stuff or even C3V Heroscape stuff. They'll be confident with what Renegade's producing. They'll be a good, you know, potentially good match against that. But yeah, I like him. Lucia, Scion of the Wild. Not bad lore. Reminds me of a horror film, actually. But yeah, that is him. That is him. And you know, I think the paint job looks pretty simple. I might end up getting just the unpainted version of him when I get him, for sure. Work on my painting. I got plenty of brown. I can do the brown. So that's looking at Lucia, Scion of the Wild. Not bad. All right, moving on. Who do we got? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Sonlen. And I know, and this dragon has a name. Maybe it's in the. I'll see. See if it's in the lore. But yes, here we go. Sonlen 2.0, guys. This is one we've been waiting for. Okay, it's Sonlen. Oh, Sonlen and Lucia are in the same pack. Okay, gotcha. Well, for $65 for both, I thought they were actually in separate packs with something else with them. It's not bad, actually. Yeah, I pay 45. I mean, and I think it's like what, 45 for the unpainted. Yeah, I'd probably get 45 for the unpainted. Vesla. Yeah, thank you, Justin. Okay, let's read the let's read the lore. I'm sure this lovely dragon's name is in there. Yeah, look, I like he's like kind of baring his teeth right here, Sonlen. All right. The Archmage Sonlen is one of Ular's oldest and most trusted servants. The myriad magics of his homeland, Phaland, are his to command, and the healing powers of his dragon companion, Vesla, grow stronger as Valhalla's war-torn years pass them by. The inhabitants of Ular's lushly forested domains speak freely of Sonlen's wisdom, dedication, and tenacity. He is a man who makes friends easily and has few detractors. Sonlen's heart bleeds for Valhalla. He cannot help but love its sweeping landscapes, brave inhabitants, and unknowable secrets. This love protects him from the bitterness of his exile. Is he exiled? Since the poisoning, Ular has become paranoid, mistrusting, and lashing out at even his oldest friends. Oh boy. Yet even as he departs, banished to the rot and solitude, Sonlen's love for Ular endures. The drama, guys. The drama. It is quite fortunate that the Archmage has made so many friends during his travels. Without the strength of Ular's army to support him, Sonlen would be terribly vulnerable. Even the pirates coalesced to avoid weathering the war alone. Good, then, that clever Shiori remembers him fondly from their travels in the Marrow Swamp, and puts her skill at espionage to use on his plan. Other pieces fall into place along the way, as the elf's many allies are brought into the fold. Interesting. So it seems like we're creating like an Avengers team up kind of type thing. There's too much to love in war-torn Valhalla to let it fall. If the Valkyrie cannot save themselves, then mortals must rise to the challenge. Avengers assemble. So what we're saying is this is Captain America on a dragon. I think that's what we're saying here. Okay, Ular Sonlen. And again, I made this prediction, Healing Wing. I called it last week. Elf, unique hero, Archmage, confident, large 7. Life is 6, move is 6, range is 6, attack of 4, defense of 3, 170 points. It is a little expensive, but for these stats, yeah, I would say so. Healing Wing 13. After moving normally with Sonlin, you may choose a figure with 1 or more wounds that is adjacent to Sonlin, or that he has passed over during his movement this turn, and roll a 20-sided die. Oh, you do have to roll a 20-sided die. If you roll a 13 or higher, remove 1 wound marker from that figure. Okay. I've learned not to rely on 20-sided die rolls. However, this would be fun one. Sunland would be fun to play, like for a Heroscape adventure, like this Age of Annihilation one. It would be. Dragon Assault. When Sonlin attacks an adjacent figure or destructible object, he may attack 1 additional time. If Sonlin used his flying special power this turn, roll 1 additional combat dice on the first attack. Wow. There you go. So he's got the power of a dragon, basically. Justin says, I love the lore that Sonlin is staying behind to try to cure Ular of the poison, while Melky is saying that Ular's powers need to forge a path, or Ular's followers need to forge a path on their own. You're right. It's different perspectives, basically. It's different characters having their own ideas and acting most as individuals, trying to discern the truth of the matters. Yeah. Okay, Sonlin's pretty solid. He's pretty solid. The Dragon Assault's good. Like I said, it's flying. The healing is good. Yeah, it's not bad. 170 is a little steep, but you get a lot with it for sure. And I'm sure Delta will probably balance that out in the future. Depending, but yeah, there is looking at Sonlin, a 2.0 miniature, and look at that. I like the magic he's got there. And Sonlin AOA is currently the only way to cure 2 life heroes. Okay. Or squads. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. So yeah, no, I like it. Okay, let's look at Sonlin. All right, and Red Plus Blue is saying, seems good that he gets double rewarded for moving around. Yeah, for flying. Well, it's for flying. He's got to be flying. He's got to make sure he has the flying activation. But yeah, with the flying activation, the dragon is ready to rear its ugly head and attack. So yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into the bears. Let's start with the hero. This guy's just a masher. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. Look at that teeth. Knight Primus Adelburn. Let's read the lore. When Adelburn first arrived on Valhalla, he remained silent. His eyes were distant, and he stayed in Jandar's keep, the strong silent type, avoiding action and instead staring darkly into the tree line. He remained this way until Sergeant Drake Alexander, a former soldier of Earth and beloved agent of Jandar, returned from a mission leading the retreat. Drake has a unique understanding of how war changes men. His gentle coaxing finally broke the Great Bear's silence, and Adelburn spoke of his crushing defeat. Failure and death had followed him to Valhalla, where endless war seemed to be the only reward for his life as a warrior. Drake shared with Adelburn Jandar's promise: those who survive the battle for all time will be returned home through the wellsprings, to live their lives again on their own worlds. And though there's something amiss about the way Drake holds his face while he says it, that's interesting, the promise is enough for Adelburn. His ferocity reignited. What does Drake know that we don't know? His ferocity reignited. The Knight Primus of the Frostclaw clan will cut down any foe to secure a second chance at his true enemies on Noxstorma. So this is interesting when it comes to the lore. So let's just say that he was actually taken to Valhalla during the times of like during the events of Rise of the Valkyrie and Swarm of the Morrow, and he just stood there, you know, in Neander's castle, not doing a thing. That would be funny. Yeah, solid miniature. I mean, we have bears already, but there's another bear, and very simple, 150 points, which is understandable. With the solid miniature, you get Yandar, Knight Primus Edelburn, Ursine, Unique Hero, Champion, Wild, Large 6. I think the Wild does bond you with somebody. Here, hold on a second. You guys might catch it before get it before I do, but here, let me just check real quick and get the. Let me check. Primus Edelburn. Boom. Well, Taskmaster bonding, so he can go with Death Chasers. Yeah, as well as the Frostclaw Paladins do Noble Champion bonding. So, yeah, the Wild and the Champion, you do have some synergies there with some of the guys. So, yeah, you can go with Death Chasers though, and he's a smasher too. 8 life. This dude's got 8 life. And a move of 6, so he can still move pretty fast too. Range of 1, attack of 5, defense of 3. This guy is a beast. Wow. I mean, and you think that he'd be a slow mover. Nope. Crushing blow. Before moving and before attacking, you may inflict 1 wound on a small or medium squad figure or a small or medium common hero adjacent to Knight Primus Edelburn. Chomp. But in his case, smash. That's insane. Chomp 2.0. No kidding, Justin. Wow. Again, and I've already read these stats before, but it's just like, dang. You know, we have, like, I mean, our old Heroscape stuff, you have to be really careful with this guy. I mean, he's a tank. He's an absolute tank. It'd be fun actually to have him and bears against like orcs. Yeah, because I don't think Grimneck would stand a chance, really. I mean, he's not a small or medium figure, but I'd have to do bears against orcs sometime, I think. Yeah, that's impressive. Anyway, but that's pretty much it, though. Knight Primus Edelburn. He's a tank. What more can I say? Yeah, if anybody's new getting to Heroscape, really using the bears or a bear army, you know, for like competitive play, I mean, you could do worse. You know, it's really, really good. Yeah. Bears are already good, and this just makes them that much better, for sure. Wow. There you go. That's looking at Knight Primus Edelburn. All right. Next. Ordo Borealis. Look at these guys. I like their laser guided eyes there. Now I know one thing I'm hoping to know, he's a champion. Yeah, he's a champion. Yeah. Did I say that or didn't I say that? I don't remember. Here. Okay, sorry. I was momentarily distracted a second. Actually, very much distracted. Hold on. Give me a moment. Okay. Alright, so let's look at these. Ordo Borealis. And just look at these guys. Ranged bears. Alright, let's read some of the lore for these guys. The Frostclaw clan of Noxstorma is known for its overwhelming displays of power. Their territories are defended by the decisive strikes of enormous warriors with hearts of steel. Even the smallest among them are still large, though perhaps less ferocious than their brethren. A lack of natural ferocity and size, however, can be compensated for the cleverness. The neighboring Vord cities have taught the Ursine this through their battle machines and strange augmentations. The Ordo Borealis, eager to support the fight but reluctant to engage directly in battle, have spent countless hours with their Vord allies, mastering the deadly launching devices they now wield. Even the ever-dour Edelburn recognizes the value of this dedicated study on the battlefield. Look at these guys. So they're not as big as like Does that mean they're not as big as the other bear squad? Oh, I think they might be just as big. I don't know. But okay, they're knights though. They are knights. Ranged knights, guys. We got ourselves some ranged knights. Okay, so let's go. Okay, and they have 2 life, 2 to them. Means you can put hats on them. Jandar, Ordo Borealis. 2 life. Okay, Ursine, unique squad knight, militaristic. And as told before, there's another militaristic unit in Heroscape. Tony214, hello there. How good is the new Heroscape stuff? Well, Tony, I mean, this is we're exploring. From what we can tell, I mean, I think especially the bears, and this is what we're investigating. I mean, what we've gotten from the master set and now what's being released with these guys, I think they'll be a good match. And this was, I mean, we talked to Lee, who's the associate producer and Renegade, working for Renegade, and making Heroscape. We interviewed her last Sunday, and one of the things she said was the fact that all the units they're trying to make is to make them as competitive and as good as what old Heroscape is, or even as what custom like C3V or CV or VC Heroscape is. So that way, if someone is just getting started with Heroscape and they just want to invest in the Renegade stuff and not go searching for the older stuff, they can be on an even ground with someone who's been playing Heroscape for a long time, or who's been collecting Heroscape for a long time and might have different miniatures. These can still stand well, as long as you know how to play them. Yeah, I know. It's Lee's interview last Sunday was very, very good, and I plan to edit out that the whole question and answer part of that live stream we did, as well as the small breakdown we did of these Wave 3 miniatures too. I'm currently doing it, and hopefully I'll get those videos uploaded, so their own separate thing on the video tab of the Tales of Hell YouTube channel. But currently, right now, you can listen to the whole thing in its entirety on the live stream tab. It's just like 1 or 2 down. It has Lee's face on the thumbnail, so you can't miss it if you want to listen to that interview. It was a really good interview. Okay, so life of 2, move of 5, range 1, attack 3, defense 4. So solid defense, 110 points, but they are a unique squad, so that's fine. And they have 1 special ability, reload. If an Ordo Borealis does not move on its turn, it may add 6 to its range value for the rest of that turn. So basically they move up, and then they stay put, and they just get a range of 7 tacked on. With an attack of 3, as long as they're in a heightened position, that attack of 3 can easily turn into attack of 4. you know, from height. And 7 range, that's pretty solid, especially for competitive play. Now, when it comes to bonding, I believe they can bond with, I'm sorry, name escapes me, is it Sir Gilbert, or is it the bonding with the Knights with Sir Gilbert? I don't remember. I think Sir Gilbert has the bonding, but I'm pretty sure they can bond. Actually, here, hold on a second. I can double check this real quick. Again, let me go through these books here. If they have them. Let's see here. Wait, order. Okay, Ordo Borealis. Yep, they're there. Okay. Let me see if Heroscapers. Yep, Sir Gilbert. Yep. Oh, okay. Jander's Dispatch. Sir Dupuis. Okay, no. Okay, then no. There's not really. No, it's just enhancement. Okay, just slight synergy benefits. But there's no really no bonding. Okay, forget what I said about that then. They are basically then just on their own. Yep, no bonding, says Justin. Yeah, okay, no bonding. I'm sorry. I was looking because hopefully sometime in the future they'll be bonding. I don't know. But still solid. And I think though if they were bonding, they might be a little OP. So it just gives you some thought on how to use them, when to include them. Maybe they're not as valuable as others, but with range, they can just be they can just stand back and be like the squad that mops up, maybe, possibly. Bring like have your smash and grab guys going first, and then they just mop up whoever's left over with range, maybe, possibly. But yeah, no, they're not a bad unit. These bears, not a bad unit. And they're unique, so you only need to get one. That's a great thing about getting these boxes too. You really don't need to spend any more than one on these because they're just all uniques. So at least there's that. At least we don't have to worry about getting commons yet. But yeah, let's take a look at the Ordo Borealis bears there. Some ranged harpooners. That's nice. Alright, now let's move on. What is next, guys? I think I know what's next. And I'm very, very, very excited. Yes! My bugs. Alright, I want to get into my bugs. And they got 2 life too. Yeah, this is where a 2 life squad is interesting. A 1 life squad would have 4 figures, which would mean more damage output per turn. Yep. So yeah, that 2 life on them makes you consider them more. For certain. All right, guys. Here we go. Bugs. I'm going to start on the top here. Oathbound Phalanx. Oh yeah. Just, yeah. Bugs. All about the bugs. Here, let me see if I can. I'm going to see if there's any. I'm just checking on Heroscapers real quick to see if there's any information on these guys. Probably not, because they are really, I don't think we got much information on these guys during the AOA campaign. But okay, Oathbound Phalanx. Just look at that ball of bugs. I just, they just so good. So good. Let me read the lore for these. And we got like, what, 4 paragraphs of lore? My goodness. Oath binding is a simple process. A Sudokor queen collects any hatchlings not showing enough promise for a higher station and prepares them for them the Oath of That. A steaming bath of neurotoxins carefully proportioned. As she works, her most trusted guards teach the young chosen the mantra they will repeat all the rest of their lives. This mantra varies from hive to hive, each unique, but the substance is always the same. Loyalty, service, love, nothing else. The Oathvat washes away all that is not the mantra oath. Those chosen feel no pain, simply the dissolving of their will and the gentle cleansing of all that is not useful to their queen. A clarity of purpose, the embrace of a simple life, easy, loving, painless. But when thousands and thousands pass through the vat, sometimes one falls victim to an imperfect process. These unfortunates are driven mad, feral in their devotion, agonized in their love, crazed, violent, devoted, and flawed. For Maladrex, this unusual outcome happens with unfortunate frequency. She often wonders if her devoured rival haunts her still. Interesting. But no matter, a clever queen throws nothing away. Maladrix has collected her defective oathbound into a phalanx, a living ball of frenzied maws and frothing loyalty, a beautiful weapon, growing ever stronger as the strange world of Valhalla grates against her hive. Let's look at those guys. Look at the teeth. Oh, the teeth are so cute. I mean, just look at that. Look at that card. That's just, that's so cool. I love how the all the dots. That's the line of sight space whatever. Where they can it sees all. The ball of bugs sees all. Okay, Sodacore. Or Sorticore. I cannot pronounce things tonight. Scordior. I'm just going to skip that one. Unique hero, Devour, Terrifying, Huge 9. Now, I don't know if there's got to be synergies with Devour, Terrifying somewhere down the line. I'm sure people have already presented it or talking about it, but it's lost to me at the moment. Okay, so Oathbound Phalanx, belong to Revna. 3 life, move of 5, range of 1, attack of 3, defense of 3, 80 points. Break the link. Before taking a turn with Oathbound Phalanx, you may place any Oathbound Legionnaire figures you control from this army card onto any empty spaces. I think Lee said it was Scordier. Okay, that works for me. Thank you, Red and Justin. Scordier, okay. I hooked on Phonics worked for me. Or maybe it didn't. Okay, you control from this army card onto any empty spaces adjacent to the Oathbound Phalanx after revealing an order marker and on the Oathbound Phalanx, and after taking a turn with it, you may take a turn with any Oathbound Legionnaires you control. So basically you can have the Legionnaires come out from the ball and start attacking as well. One falls, the swarm survives. So you basically have Legionnaires on here, as many as you can, and then you can take them out if you want to. When the Oathbound Phalanx would receive 1 or more wounds, you may remove an Oathbound Legionnaire figure from this army card and destroy it. If you do, ignore all wounds the Oathbound Phalanx would have received. So someone could roll 8 wounds on you, and obviously you want to be able to defend all of them. Then you can just remove a bug and clear. This would be a really tough guy to win. Kind of reminds me of Tyrannid. It's like Tyranids from Warhammer. The more we read into these guys too, these Scordiers, they're also remind me of like from Alien a little bit, especially the Queen. All as 1 special attack. Range 1, attack 3. You may attack once for each Oathbound Legionnaire figure on this army card. When attacking a small or medium figure with all as 1 special attack, if you roll a skull on every die, the defending figure cannot roll any defense dice and is immediately destroyed. That's not a bad special attack. I mean, it does require special, you know, a special moment, but basically to try and wipe out, if you get all skulls done and then they're just wiped out, that's not bad. Yeah, Jack. Hey, Jack. It says all as one is really cool. Up to 4 chances to auto kill a small medium hero is really scary. Yep. No. I really like. I mean, this got to be one of my favorites. I mean, all these bugs are my favorite. Basically, I'm all in with these guys. But yeah, I really like it. Oathbound Phalanx, not bad lore. Love me a ball of bugs, and these are probably going to be the first things that I get for sure. Oathbound Phalanx. Get them while they're hot. All right. Now, moving on to the next bit of bugs. Oathbound Legionnaires that go practically with the Phalanx. So Oathbound Legionnaires, they're there. Look at them guys. Let's read the lore. After I burp, sorry. The crazed, poisoned minds of the Oathbound of Maladrax's slaughtered hive are well suited to war. Aggressive, heedless of their own safety, and frothing with rage, these chemically mutilated warriors never yield. They are incapable of yielding. They think of nothing but their oath, and work for nothing but the preservation of their queen. The Phalanx is their most intimidating formation, and the easiest for their melted minds to perform. A ball of skittering wrath puts pause to many would-be assailants of their beloved hive. But some Oathbound are less mad than others. Not sane, never sane, but less mad. These are prone to acts of independence from the mob of Maws. That's interesting. These unique Scourdire do not hope for the queen to notice their service. They are not capable of such complex, self-centered thoughts. They want only to defend a hive that no longer exists. In its absence, they want only to kill. Yeah, I kind of like these guys. Oathbound Legionnaires. You got 4 squad here. Again, Scourdire, unique squad, soldier, tricky, small 3. And here, I'll check again. I don't think Heroscapers has too much on them. But I got Honor Guard. Let's see here. I don't think there's much safe for the Legionnaires, though. No, actually, wait a second. Let me see if there's anything here. No. Okay. Guess that answers my question. Yeah, LeonHeroscapers.com. You'd update your stuff. Okay, anyway. Alright. So, they got 1 life, move of 6, range of 1, attack 3, defense of 3, 50 points. Become 1 at the start of the game if you have an Oathbound Phalanx in your army. Then you may place any or all Oathbound Legionnaire figures on your Oathbound Phalanx army card instead of placing them normally. Instead of attacking with the Oathbound Legionnaire, if you control the Oathbound Phalanx and it's adjacent to that Legionnaire, you may place the Oathbound Legionnaire onto the Oathbound Phalanx's army card, so they can climb on and they can climb off. That is very nice. Disengage. Oathbound Legionnaires are never attacked when leaving an engagement. That's good. Climb +2. When moving up and down levels of terrain, Oathbound Legionnaires may double their height. So they're just moving around. Attack of 3, defensive 3. Not bad. Unique squad. You know, especially these tiny guys. It's not bad. Not bad. And they just basically work together. Oathbound Legionnaires. Yep. I like a lot. I can't wait to try and play this wonderful buggy ball of death. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Oathbound Legionnaires. Like them. And here, let me go back here real quick. What was the point value of the phalanx again? Here's some double check. 80 points. Okay, so but if you use both of them together, 60, 70, it's 130 points. So that is something to consider when you use both of them. They're two that act as one, but they don't really synergize. You'd have to use order markers for either or, depending on what you're doing for them. So that's something to consider too. Okay, where was I? All right. Okay, here we go. Queen Maladrix. Let's get into All Hail the Queen. Yeah, this just gives me alien vibes. A lot of alien vibes right there. Alright, let's look at Queen Maladrix the Conqueror. Let's read some of the lore here. That Queen Maladrix lives at all is a wonder. In Skordire society, young queens who set out to establish their own hive rarely survive the perilous journey. Fewer than 1 in 10 live long enough to hatch their first brood. Hatched prematurely and smaller than most queens, no one expected Maladrix to survive the night, let alone long enough to establish a fresh colony. Maladrix proved them all wrong. She snuck, fought, and bartered her way through the manifold dangers of Aborius. But it was not enough. The clutch of eggs she carried was destroyed. All seemed lost. Desperate, she stalked another juvenile queen to her fledgling lair. The ensuing battle was brutal and desperate, but in the end, Maladrix prevailed. And the defeated queen's eggs were hers. Slowly, Maladrix began to wrap her dying rival in a fresh cocoon. Interesting. Eventually, she would need to consume the conquered queen in order to synthesize her pheromones, but for now she needed to rest. Within a year, Maladrix had established a successful hive. Within a decade, her hive was the envy of the region, a thriving Skordire bastion in a perilous world. With the core of her colony secure, Maladrix began the grueling process of laying and fertilizing more than 1 million. Oh, goodness. 1 million eggs. Who wants to see 1 million bugs? Finally, her labors complete, she settled into a 1,000-year slumber. Interesting. Awaiting the second spawning of her young and the birth of a true hive. It was not to be. After centuries of peace, a colossal convulsion shook the hive, collapsing its tunnels under millions of tons of rock and ruin. Pinned by rubble, as her dream died around her, Maladrix resigned herself to death. But before she succumbed, a soft, rasping voice of Revna called the Skordire queen to a different fate. Summoned to Valhalla alongside the remnants of her murdered hive, Maladrix's mission remains unchanged. Battered but unbowed, Queen Maladrix the Conqueror will stop at nothing to restore the glory of her hive. It's a good bit of lore. I mean, it gives her, individuality, and gives her purpose. Justin said, "Did I ever see Alien Romulus? It was fantastic." No, I know. I've heard about it though. I've heard it. It was the better of some of the most recent ones. So I haven't seen it. I don't know when I will see it. I probably see it sometime. Because I'm a big fan. I like the classic stuff. I'm a big fan of Alien, and especially Aliens. So yeah, I might see it sometime, but not quite. But this gives me Alien vibes. This queen, for sure. But it's interesting because a lot of Revna's servants are dead. They're undead, but Revna is not one of those. So it's very, very interesting. Nearly dead. Okay. Let's look at the stat card here. Queen Maledrix the Conqueror. Score Dire, Unique Hero, Queen, All Hail the Queen, and now we got another Queen. And this is one thing that I like. She can go with my Crypt Guardians very well. I have a Crypt Guardian, Queen Maledrix army. Might be interesting. Terrifying, huge 12. She is a beast. Huge 12. That's humongous. No, I don't want to think. My son might take one look at these things and be like, "Ooh, I want some myself." So I might have to end up getting double of these anyway, because he loves Samaro, and so he loves gross stuff like that. He's a boy. What can you say? But okay, a life of 6, move of 6, range of 1, attack of 4, defense of 5. Solid defense. That's a pretty solid defense. 160 points is a bit high. But okay, Festering Honor Guard Bonding. After revealing an order marker on Queen Maledrix, the Conqueror, and before taking a turn with her, you may take a turn with your Festering Honor Guard. So it's a specific bonding. And so it only does only with the Festering Honor Guard, so they both go hand in hand together. Red plus blue. I wonder if she'll have the same issues with as Zenithrax with placement. I gotta wait. Let me take a look at her card. She probably not. She is just a double based mini. But I think so is Zenithrax, isn't it? Yeah. But I don't think she has a huge tail. So I mean the sides maybe, but I don't think she'll. I mean, even if she has the same issues or not, I'm definitely going to be playing her. No doubt. But so the bonding is a limited bonding. It's not like she can bond with everybody. Those legs look like they extend pretty far out. Fairly far, but I don't think it's really going to get in anybody's way. But then I could be wrong. I don't know. It's all speculation at the moment, so we'll see. We will see. Yeah, just checking something real quick. Oh yeah, okay. Let me see if any other bonding synergies. Just Festering Honor Guard and Crypt Guardians. Yep, that's pretty much it. Yep. That is it for the time being. Okay, that's what I was looking. Okay, so double attack. Once per turn, after attacking with Queen Maledrix, she may attack she may make one additional normal attack. So basically, attacking twice for 4 attack. That's not bad. Infestation 9. After taking a turn with Queen Maledrix, you may choose a unique hero adjacent to Queen Maledrix that does not have a Festering Honor Guard on its army card and roll 20-sided die. Excuse me. If you roll a 9 or higher, you may place one of your destroyed Festering Honor Guard on that hero's army card. So she basically puts eggs into your minis. Yeah. In your unique heroes. And actually, but this is something. After taking a turn with Queen Maledrix, you may choose a unique hero adjacent to does not have a Festering Honor Guard on its army card. It doesn't specify if it doesn't specify if it's got to be a unique hero that's an enemy or a friendly. So it can be both. That's something interesting. Eggs, yeah, kind of like. I mean, we're about to read into the Festering Honor Guard, and then we'll see the combination that these two represent. But yeah, it's part of the plan. It's part of the plan. But it's like we'll read Parasite in a second. But that's basically this with the combination of the Festering Honor Guard. I think she's gonna be again a contender. I'm definitely gonna be playing them for sure. With Crypt Guardians, Crypt Guardians are already beasts anyway. Let's see here. Tony214 says, been thinking of the Tarn Viking Warriors. I want to know if their ability Berserker Charge is infinite. Well, here, let's explore that in a second. But before we do, let's just close this out. Okay, so that's taking a look at Queen Maladrix the Conqueror. My queen. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play this thing. All right. So let's backtrack here now. Before we dive into Festering Onagard, I want to see here what Tony214 said. I've been thinking about Tarn Viking Warriors. I wanted to know if their ability Berserker Charge is infinite. Working out a power that allows me to take another turn with the hero. Here, let me just here. 1 second. Let me refresh my memory with these guys. Hold on a second. Let us address this. Okay. So let me refresh my memory. Okay, Berserker Charge. After moving before attacking, roll 20-sided die. If you roll 15 or higher, you may move all Tarn Viking Warriors again. So what for Berserker Charge? Ah, I see what you're saying. Berserker Charge is theoretically infinite. You just have to keep rolling. Yeah, no. And that's what Jack is just saying, that what I was just all of a sudden revealing in my head to understand that. Yeah, so with Berserker Charge, yeah, you can keep on going as long as you hit a 15 or higher with it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Here, let me see if there's any real quick conversation about it. But yeah, I think yeah, that's pretty much infinite if you want to keep on moving. Yeah, HS Story. How you doing? Says fun things happen when you lack a once per turn clause. Yep. So yeah, you can just theoretically keep on going, and with a move of 4 spaces, you want to have them move as much as possible. So, yeah, but just the same as the NIDs, wondering how they'll work together. Yeah, I know the NIDs. I mean, that's kind of what this next unit kind of reminds me of, is the NIDs. So let's explore them a little bit. Here we go. Festering Honor Guard. My bugs. I just love it. Let's read the lore first. And again, these lore pages aren't just a paragraph or two. There's like 4 or 5 paragraphs to these things. It's crazy. So lore people are getting a lot better in writing these, which is great through Renegade. Hats off to you guys. When a juvenile Scordire queen leaves her home to found a fresh colony, she bears a clutch of eggs on her abdomen. Shedding her wings and burrowing deep within the earth of a Boreas, she broods those precious eggs for months, ranging far and wide to amass a stockpile of cocoon nutrients for her gestating young. When they finally emerge, egg-slick and ravenous, they form the heart of the queen's nascent hive. They are the first of her many children and her finest warriors. Subsequent spawnings provide many other workers and warriors, but the first hatched honor guard are prized above all. The remnants of Maladrix's murdered hive arrived on Valhalla scattered and broken. Weakened, disoriented, and bereft, the honor guard followed their queen's pheromone trail for 30 days and 30 nights until they were reunited. Were they still on a Boreas, it would be a simple matter to rebuild. But something is amiss. The soil of Valhalla is all wrong. The nutrients she has cocooned are peculiar and unpalatable, and her eggs refuse to hatch. Yet all is not lost. In her desperation, Maledrix discovered a twisted solution. By injecting zygotes into living hosts. Again, this screams alien. It's so nice. She has found a horrific new way to replace her losses. Only the strongest hosts produce offspring, and the broodlings that emerge are strange and sinister. This is just so horror-filled. Still, for now, she has kept her dream alive. Guys, we gotta keep the Queen's dream alive, you know. We just gotta do it. Gotta do it. These gruesome implantations are merely a stopgap, a far cry from the vast, fecund brood pits of her murdered hive. But Maledrix knows it is crucial to preserve her honor guard at all costs. In turn, her festering honor guard fight with everything they have, their unbreakable loyalty forged from the bonds both spiritual and chemical. Even mortal wounds can fail to stop them. Often total dismemberment is the only recourse. Should their queen fall, they become even more dangerous in their grief, and will lash out at anything within reach in a berserker frenzy. See here, Tony is saying, okay, thanks for the clarification. Gonna make a bloodthirsty hero. With death before dishonor, able to attack an adjacent enemy before being destroyed. Rolling 1 attack die. Okay. So it's gonna be a custom there, Tony. That sounds cool. All right. Okay, festering honor guard. Here are these guys. Oh, my bugs. Similar to Frost Giant, yeah. Scoredire, unique squad, guard, relentless, small 3. Now, hold on a second. I do want to check something here for festering honor guard, because I believe I have. I think I saw something of them. Yep. Let's see here. Okay, they have, yeah. Not too many synergies. Yeah, not too many synergies. I mean, they're relentless, but that really doesn't do much other than for just the queen. I mean, they actually, for the Crimson, well, this depends on what the Crimson Widow is going to have, but as a unique squad, Festering Honor Guard may benefit from Crimson Widow's higher crew ability. So whoever has higher crew, the higher crew ability, can turn these guys into pirates. So that's kind of interesting. Warden 816 is relevant. Yep. As guards, Festering Honor Guard may benefit from the guard leadership movement bonus, so they're given a little bit of movement. But these guys can already move pretty fast. 6 movement isn't anything to sniff at, you know. And there's 5 of them. A 5-unit squad. Love my bugs. Move a 6, range of 1, attack a 2, defense a 3. 60 points. That's not bad. See here. Okay, Parasite. I really like this ability. For the entire game, if one of your Festering Honor Guard is on a unique hero's army card at the end of the round, you must roll a 20-sided die for that hero. If you roll a 17 or higher, destroy that hero. 5-unit squad with potential rebirth. Yep. And it's a potential like chest burster rebirth too. Oh my goodness. If a Festering Honor Guard is on a unique hero's army card when that hero is destroyed by the special power or by a normal attack, special attack, or leave an engagement attack, place that Festering Honor Guard on a space that hero occupied if possible. Just lovely. Motherless Rage. If a Queen Maledrix the Conqueror is in your army, when she is destroyed, you may move any unrevealed order markers from her army card to this army card. That's not bad synergies. Festering Honor Guards add 1 to their attack value if Queen Maledrix in your army is destroyed. And they got a climb +2. Like I said, it's just a good. I just love them. I don't know what else to say. I love them. What more can you say about that? So yeah, they just bond together. These with the queen. I just love the bugs. I just absolutely love the bugs. Just awesome. Really nice. Love them. And I mean, the paint is starting to grow on me too. Like, because they just remind me of cavern dwelling. This is the color of cavern dwelling sci-fi insect bug type things. They wouldn't be too bright and shiny. I mean, they're bright enough, but they don't want to stand out too much, you know? Very nice. There they are. Festering Honor Guard. My Score Dyer. Lovely. Okay, we're winding down here in the reading of these guys. We've still got a few left, but let's go now to some machines here. And I know there's your Hellforge Mundiker. I know there's some information on mirrors. Where are we? There we are. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, here we got that to look at. All right. So let's take a look at Hellforge Mandica. And again, more look at the size of these paragraphs. All right, let's take a look. At first, the entire crew took up the refrain as they fed every non-essential item they could find into Hellforge Mandica's roaring furnace. So long as the Hellforge burned, the ice neck aboard the Brimstone-class starcruiser Terror could still hope to repair the ravaged vessel. Those hopes, alas, were in vain. As days turned to weeks, it became clear that the ship could not be salvaged. As the weeks turned to months and no help came, the crew's ritualistic refrain died away. It would soon be replaced by screams of terror. With non-essential supplies exhausted and further repairs impossible, the crew initiated shutdown protocols. Now this reminds me of Warhammer 40k. Hoping their rations would last until a rescue vessel arrived. Hellforge Mandicar had other ideas. When his fellow Icenek attempted to shut down the forge, Mandicar knocked them aside and began devouring everything in sight, starting with the food. Gotta have food. Gotta have food. The crew mounted a brave defense, but their weapons had been among the first things to be fed to the Hellforge flames. As the terror drifted silently through the void, Mandicar began to hunt. One by one, he caught and consumed his comrades, pitiless in his grisly work. At last, with nothing left to burn, with the last guttering finger of forge fire nearly extinguished, Mandicar switched off his photodetectors and prepared for the end. But it was not the end. With a sickening lurch, the deck of the Terror vanished, and Mandicar suddenly found himself in a blasted wasteland. Before him loomed a towering figure cloaked in leather made from two enormous bat wings, flanked by smaller winged humanoids with a more angelic mien. Sensing Mandicar's malevolence, one of the slighter Kiri took to the air in a flash of feathers. That same instant, Mandicar's steel claw lashed out, catching the Kiri, oh my goodness, by the foot and dragging the struggling creature into its nightmare maw. Uh-oh. In a flash, his furnace flamed anew. I wonder what Kiri bought it. Though Revna was somewhat less than charmed by their introduction, she recognized Mandicar's power and potential. Okay, Revna. Makes sense. Drafted into her service, Hellforge Mandicar's forge fire now burns with infernal fury. Never again will the scared furnace starve. Never again will the flames gutter and go out. Though he has rejoined the Iceneck war host, even they stay away well clear of his vice-like grip, for they know full well that Manticore no longer discriminates between friend and foe. Manticore gazes upon Valhalla and sees only one thing: fuel. Yeah, that just reminds me so much of 40k. Okay, let's take a look at this guy, and then we'll read some of the interesting synergies that he has. I mean, this guy by itself, well, give me the price actually for this isn't bad. It's like what, I think 25 for unpainted and 35 for painted. I mean, this thing's a brick, and you get a lot for it. I don't know. I think it's not a bad price, to be perfectly honest. I mean, some of them might have a different opinion, that's fine, but yeah, not a bad price. Okay, Hellforged Manticore, Iceneck, Unique Hero, Devourer, Menacing, Huge 9. And has a life of 6, move of 4, range of 1, attack of 4, defense of 4, 130 points. And we have some special things. When I say special things, I mean we got some stats. We got some special abilities here. Blast Furnace 15. During Hellforged Manticore's turn, before moving with it, and each time it moves onto a space during this movement, you must roll the 20-sided die once for each figure adjacent to Hellforge. If you roll a 15 or higher, that figure receives 1 wound. Figures with the lava-resistant special power are not affected by Blast Furnace. Hellforge cannot roll for Blast Furnace against the same figure more than once per turn. Okay. So basically, you don't want to be adjacent. Manticore, yeah. Manticore would not last against a Dreadnought with a rock. Are you talking about 40k? Yeah, probably not. But in Heroscape, he's just fine. Feed the Forge 15. If a figure or destructible object adjacent to Hellforge is destroyed, you may roll the 20-sided die. Add 8 to the roll if the figure is an Iceneck, Soulborg, or destructible object. If you roll a 15 or higher, you may remove a wound marker from this card. So yeah, it's just a great way to heal them up, basically. And for that Feed the Forge, you have synergy benefits that have to do with like Admiral, EJ1M, Blastertrons, Deathweaver, Deathstalkers, Deathwalkers, the Fortress Door, so you can even eat the Fortress Door and gain and remove a wound. Gladiatrons, Iron Lich, Viscerat, Majors, the Majors, Omnicon, Repulsor Snipers, Waith Riders, Scavarith, Warden, Zedacron, Zedingard. So yeah, he's got quite a bit he can feed off of. Yeah. Although it still depends on a 20-sided die roll, though, a little bit. But that's if you can add 8 to the roll, so it's easier to devour them. You can still devour other miniatures, but you have to roll a 15. You have to roll a 15 or higher for the rest. So you'd be aiming for these other kinds. So this would be Hellforge would be a good one to set up against like actually Omnicon Snipers come to mind, as well as like Zedacron and others. Yeah, as well as a Fortress Door. Tony says Dreadnought saw a Helldrake and threw a statue twice its size at it. A scene from Warhammer 2. Okay. Yeah, I try and investigate Warhammer 40k lore as much as I can. I mean, I don't have a lot of time, but I listen to like stories from Oculus Imperia on YouTube, and he does a good job in retelling stories and like reading a bit of the Horus Heresy and or listening to the Horus Heresy and other stories when he uploads them. So yeah, I'm trying my best. Warhammer 40k is just a brick of a story. Isonic Advance. At the start of each round, after all order markers have been placed, if all your order markers are placed on an Isonic army card, you may remove Hellforge, or you may move Hellforge up to 4 spaces. Hellforge must end its movement on an empty space. So this is kind of like an ability that, and it's at the start of each round. So every round, if you have an Isonic army, you can move this guy up. It's almost like a take on Death Knights, almost, but better, because it's not just at the start of the game, it's at the start of each round. You can move them up. That's not bad. And Blast Furnace 15 would apply too. But it'd be during Hellforge Manicre's turn, but at least to get them closer, you know, to people. Because you just get, I mean, yes, it's, again, you're kind of 20-sided die, but you never know what a 20-sided die can do to, you know, an army, especially any, like, a lot of people can be adjacent to this guy and just be thoroughly destroyed. This thing is just a hell tank. Not bad. It's not bad. So that's taking a look at the Hellforge Manticore. Just look at that guy. And again, though, I think if I would buy, and when I purchase this guy, I'm probably going to get the non-painted version, because I mean I can do a good paint job myself. I think with it. It seems pretty simple, but primarily because I want the inner Hellforge fire to be red. I know in essence when it comes to fire, blue is actually hotter than red, but I still want red just for the aesthetics. Justin says it also helps him not to burn his own guys unless you want him to. Exactly. Well, if you have an Isonic army facing against an Isonic army, it might be a good one to put in. And 130 points isn't terrible for him. So that's looking at Hellforge Manticore. All right. So that is the main bit of warriors, but we still have a couple more here. As far as exclusives go. So, Thraxus Dragoon. Let us look at this. Again, more bugs. More bugs. This is a spring 2025 promo. And again, I love the bugs. Yeah, definitely gonna get them. Fine, I'm gonna find a way to get him as a Hive Lord. It's just, it's just so lovely. Here, I'm gonna double check. Okay, is there anything about? Yes. Okay. It's a bug on a bug. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's a very interesting mold, and see, I know these legs kind of stick out here, but on the unit itself, they try and turn the legs in, so it can move around the board fairly easily. Okay, let's read the lore. The hives of Skordire are tightly organized. Each hatling is assessed as they grow and assigned a role that ideally suits both their abilities and the needs of the hive. Some tend the Rhinabug cattle. Interesting. Okay, I want some Rhinabug cattle squads. They can be common squads, that's fine. Some maintain the tunnels, but many of the bug folk become soldiers. Thraxus was highly placed even among the prestigious warrior caste. She was assigned her own Rhinabug. Yep, okay. Oh, that's a Rhinabug. Okay, gotcha. But we need Rhinabug cattle, you know? We just need Rhinabug common squads, just, you know, mowing down everybody, I think. Entrusted with its care and elevated to the rank of Dragoon. Alongside her fellow elites, Thraxus was tasked with guarding the tunnels while the queen and her people hibernated. That is the last she remembers of her home, standing at her post, watching. Then came a horrible, all-consuming sound, then nothing. Now, her chittering bellows of rage echo across Valhalla without end. Somehow, even in this distant land, she will find her revenge for the cowardly slaughter of her hive. Yep. And here, I want to say it because I know someone was saying something. Okay, yeah, Jordan. Hello there, Jordan Nielsen. I wasn't ignoring your comment. Welcome to the stream. I was actually gonna mention it when we were coming back on bugs. So it says the bugs kind of feel like new age Morrow. Yes, they do. Respectfully, they aren't replacing the Morrow though. Yeah, I don't want the Morrow replaced. I mean, we do have a Morrow pirate, so that is the hope that eventually but there's already a ton of Morrow. But yeah, I think we need a new bit of Morrow. And there goes my heat going. If you hear that in the background, my heat just turned on, so that's going to be background noise. But hopefully you can still hear me okay. But yeah, Jordan, that they do remind me of Morrow. They got the Hive Lord, but that means like with this Dragoon, you do have the Hive Lord life bonding with the Nagrubs. For this, so you can actually use the Mar Nagrubs with Thraxus Dragoon, so that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. But okay, let's take a look at the stats here. So Thraxus Dragoon, Score Dire, Unique Hero, Hive Lord, Terrifying. 6 life. Move a 6, range of 1, attack of 5, defense of 5. 195 points. That is a bit expensive on points. I'd say that'll make you think twice on what you would actually do to use her. That's a lot. Tony 214. We could use a Morrow Brute, a tanky figure to 1 versus 1 DD. Yeah, Deathwalker 9000. Yeah, Tony, that I would take it. Yeah. Yeah. We're not done with Morrow. I think we need some more Morrow, or maybe like revised versions of Morrow, maybe. But yeah, definitely I don't want to be done with Morrow. Morrow are a very unique villainous type creature for sure. Okay. Move a 6, range of 1, attack of 5, defense 5, 195 points. That's just a high value point. That's just high, very high value. But then again, with Thraxus Dragoon, I mean, what you can link it up with, which is basically just other bugs, mostly. Yeah, it's very individual, I guess. Anyway, okay, Maddening Chitter 14. Once per round, before taking a turn with Thraxus Dragoon, you may choose an enemy figure within 6 clear sight spaces of Thraxus and roll a 20-sided die. If you roll 14 or higher, you may look at 1 unrevealed order marker on that figure's army card. You may then choose any other figure controlled by the same player and move the order marker to that figure's army card. Okay, so, I mean, I guess moving order markers is fine, but it's like you're valuing a 20-sided die roll. That it doesn't speak volumes to me, really. But yeah, there's that. Battle Frenzy 16. After attacking with Thraxus Dragoon, roll a 20-sided die. If you roll a 16 or higher, you may attack again with Thraxus. Again, you don't want to rely well on the 20-sided die rolls. So that kind of with I mean, yes, it's a Hive Lord, so you can work it out with and keep her alive with Nagrubs, I guess. But it's a high point value with just with both special abilities depending on high rolls of 20-sided die. I don't know. I mean, I still like it because it's bugs, but actually this probably is the most disappointing figure out of the whole bunch so far that I've seen. I mean, I'd still get it. I'll still probably play it because it'd just be fun. But as far as competitively, I don't know. I don't know. Someone can maybe prove me wrong in the chat, but I've learned not to depend on 20-sided die rolls. But that's just me. Anyway, still, amazing figure. It's really cool lore. So yeah, let's take a look at Thraxus Dragoon. And now we have one remaining. One remaining for the stream. The stream's already gone 2 hours. Let's see here. HSDR says, Dragoon seems great in dismantling any armies that rely on bonding. All the squaddies hog your opponent's order markers, and you can shove those order markers to the hero instead. Yes, but that depends on if you can get the 20-sided die roll. That's just the thing. That's just the thing. Because if you whiff your 20-sided die rolls, then that strategy isn't going to work so well. 14 isn't too common, but with Nagra bonding, you're going to get a chance for that every turn reliably. This, you know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Matter of fact, here, let me refresh my memory on Negrovs for a second. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just seems very chancy. I just know it seems to me like most competitive players are going to be like accuracy by volume. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It does make me go. I'm still going to get it though. It's not going to stop me from getting it because bugs, you know. So I'm still enthusiastic about it. But I say out of just everything I've seen so far, it's probably the one I'm most least enthusiastic on. Just be, take an honest take. All right, last one, Major Q11. Look at that guy. Oh, tank. And there is no lore to read on him, so we're just going to go straight to the stats on him. You know the lore is going to be deep, though, for this guy. I mean, this Major Q has had just quite a history, you know. But when it comes to the stats and card, I mean, this guy, I know Joe Crazy is excited about him. Vidar, Major Q11, Solberg, Unique Hero, Major, Resolute, Large 7. Let's see, I don't think there's any... I don't think I know anything about him. So I don't think there's anything Heroscapers on him for right now. So we might have to revisit this, but I still want to take a look at him. So we're going to do that before we shut down for the night. Okay. So 4 life, move of 5, range of 6, attack of 6, defense of 6, solid, 160 points, makes sense. Full barrage special attack, range special, attack special. When using full barrage special attack, Major K11 may attack up to 3 times. Each attack must target a different figure and must use a different range and attack value pair from the list below, in any order, which is cool. Range of 7, attack 2, range of 5, attack 3, range of 3, attack 4. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 attack dice over the course of 3 turns, and you know your different ranges. Major Q11 cannot attack the same figure more than once per turn with full barrage special attack. And there goes my heat just turned off. Red Plus Blue says that barrage seems very hard to use efficiently. I don't know why. I mean, because you're going to have miniatures all over the board. So it's great to pick and choose, especially in any order, how to fire. It just depends on if you're dealing with a ton of miniatures, surrounding you. Then it can be quite effective, I think. I mean, attacking 3 times. I mean, again, it is 9 attack dice total, so it's not bad. But I can see what you're saying, Red Plus Blue. If it's just 1-on-1, then you just go full melee with the hammer, and you just got fighters hammer here, which we'll read this next one. When Major Q11 attacks an adjacent figure with a normal attack, you may choose one small, medium, or large figure that is adjacent to the defending figure. If the defending figure receives any wounds from Major Q11's attack, the chosen figure receives 1 wound. So not only, you have some range, and debatable whether or not it can be effective, but you got some range, but let's see here. Red Plus Blue says, but doesn't that mean you can't hit something that is 6 or 4 spaces away? You mean for the special attack? No. Range of 7 means you can hit anything within 7. And range of 5, anything within 5. Range of 3, anything within 3. So, yeah. I think if that's what you're confused about, Red Plus Blue, no, it's with anything within that range. So, yeah, you're good. But anyway, so you got the range attacks, and then you got the hammer attacks. So you can be attacking somebody, and then that hammer is so effective that if that figure you're hitting receives 1 wound, you can also have a figure adjacent to it automatically receive a wound, auto wound to adjacent minis. This guy's a freaking beast. I like him. Definitely got to get him sometime in the future. Yeah. And that's a great way to end this lineup of just a massive amount of wave 3 totally just astounded me. But anyway, okay, so that's taking a look at Major Q11. And we'll probably have to revisit him once we get the lore. And yeah, and definitely want to learn more about him. But yeah, again, this is a take on what Classic Escape used to be, and just taking the best things from it and making something that's just beautiful. All right, gang, so that is that when it comes to Rising Tide. So going to be ending this stream soon. We went 2 hours. My goodness. Okay, I don't have much time for work tonight. I think I'm just going to go to bed and work on other things tomorrow night. But I really appreciate a major, not a beast. Yep. Okay. Justin, you're making fun of me, I think. Justin's making fun of me. Me tiring myself. Yes. He is a major. He's not a beast. I say beast figuratively, not literally. HSDRS says, it's interesting that Vidar's hammer seems to share a name lineage with Utgar's cutlass from Bakburna. Might we see a cycle of Jandar's, Ullr's, and Einar's weapons? We could be Dior. We could definitely be. I mean, we've seen this type of stuff before. We've seen Valkyrie handing weapons for different people. I think like Salvaris, if I remember correctly, the bow and arrow that he has is from Valhalla, I believe, if I remember correctly, as well as others. Not him, then others have received weapons like I'm sorry, my throat's getting dry. Like Jandar's sword, or Jandar gave Drake Alexander a sword that's native to Valhalla. So I mean, this type of giving weapons have been used before. So, but anyway, I did want to say thank you everybody for the amazing chat tonight. I've actually gotten more people watching than I actually expected tonight. So I really appreciate all of you. Here, I'm just gonna go back to the beginning. Like Red Plus Blue at the beginning, right? And Red Plus Blue, you need to tell me the story sometime. Like, you need to send me an email or something. Tell me the story of the origin name of Red Plus Blue and where it came from. Guy Plays Games hopped in. Dan Antonio. Let's see here. Who else was on here? Darth Tankerus, which is, I think, an awesome name. Of course, Justin. Always appreciate you, Justin. Thank you so much for your comments and help through the reading of this. Who else has been on here in the chat? If I miss you, I apologize. I'm just scrolling real quick. Tony2214. Jack. Yeah. Of course, HS Dioria. Jordan Nielsen, who left a comment there. Did I miss anybody else? I think that's it. Yeah, Red Plus Blue. Yeah, no, thank you, Red Plus Blue, for having me. And again, I don't know if Red Plus Blue, if you're on Discord, but we do have a Discord. I know you're on Twitch, so you don't have all the information there, but if you do hop on the Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel and find this stream or something, In the description below, there's an information to our Discord. It's something if you want to join the Discord server for Tales of Valhalla. Then if you want to type out and explain, because I'm curious the origin of Plus Blue. I need to know. Wandering minds need to know. Justin says Uller enhanced rifle and Deadeye Dan. Okay, I'll check YouTube. Yeah. Please do. Yeah, YouTube channel is Tales of Valhalla. I know my Twitch channel is Conductor Productions. That in itself is a long story too. But yeah, the YouTube channel is Tales of Valhalla. If you want to check it out. And yeah, look and see if you can find Discord information. Yeah, if you got a Discord, yeah, love to have you on the server there. But with that, yeah, it is getting late. I better shut things down. I thank everybody for watching. Even if anybody comment you were just watching just to check out my mutterings and wonderings of the lore and the stats of these miniatures. It was a good wave. It was definitely a good wave. And we'll just have to see what else Renegade's going to be producing into next year. Should be a fun time. I think the best is still yet to come. So here's to Renegade for just keep up with the good stuff. Keep up with the good stuff. With that, I thank you all for watching. And of course, I was going to say this Sunday, I will be reading through the next scenario number 2, where I think there's more Stalin's Journal. And so we'll read through that this Sunday coming up. Thank all of you for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for your support, for subscriptions, comments, likes, shares, whatever you can do. Also have a TV Patreon or TV Discord. Link in the description below if you're looking on YouTube. Appreciate all the help, all the support. Thank you guys so much. You have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see all of you next time. Later now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good night. Night.